The moment your foot catches on the edge of a rug, a silent clock starts ticking. You have just 0.4 of a second to prevent a catastrophe. Hi, my name is Dr. Antonia Novello from the USA. Please support our channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing. In that blink of an eye, your brain must signal your lower body to brace, your muscles must ignite, and your frame must stabilize. If those deep, fast-response muscle fibers have grown dormant from disuse, they won't answer the call in time. Here is the truth that most people don't confront until it's too late. That split second isn't a test of luck. It's a verdict on your preparation. After we pass a certain age, the decline in our legs isn't just about feeling tired. It's about a loss of explosive power. We aren't just losing strength. We are losing the ability to generate force quickly. That power is what pushes you off the ground, what corrects a wobble, and what turns a near fall into just a stumble. Studies tracking adults over 70 show they can lose up to 3% of this crucial leg power annually. And here's the frightening part. Power diminishes much faster than muscle bulk. You might look in the mirror and see the same legs, but they won't react the same when the pavement tilts. That's the hidden reason stairs seem to get steeper every year. That's the reason getting out of a deep sofa feels like a workout. That's the creeping uncertainty in your step. And if you're hoping that your daily walk around the block is enough to stop this, the research suggests you're only getting half the story. Walking is phenomenal for your heart and your mood, but it rarely challenges the fast twitch muscle fibers, the very ones designed to fire in an emergency. It keeps you moving forward, but it doesn't rebuild the safety net. But here is the message that changes everything. Recent studies focused on adults over 75 have made a stunning discovery. Simple, seated movements can reverse this decline. We're not talking about heavy gym equipment or complicated routines. We're talking about 5 targeted exercises done consistently that wake up the specific muscle groups responsible for keeping you upright and independent. In this video, I'm going to walk you through those 5 essential chair exercises, building up to the single most powerful move for your long-term freedom. Before we begin, I'd love to connect with you. Drop your age and your current city in the comments below. Tell me, do you feel as steady on your feet today as you did 5 years ago? We read every single comment, and we want to hear your story. Now, let's start with the foundational movement. Number 5 looks almost too simple, but it reawakens a critical area most seniors haven't consciously trained in decades. We begin with seated ankle circles. Don't let the simplicity fool you. This small motion is a cornerstone of stability. It targets the complex network of tendons and ligaments surrounding your ankle joint. Think of your legs as a magnificent oak tree. Your ankles are the root system spreading underground. If the roots are shallow and brittle, it doesn't matter how strong the trunk is. The first strong wind will topple it. Poor mobility in the ankles is a primary culprit in senior falls. If your ankles are stiff and can't make micro adjustments, your whole body becomes a rigid tower waiting to tip. To perform this, sit tall in a stable chair, feet planted. Gently lift your right foot an inch or 2 off the floor. Now trace the largest, smoothest circles you can with your toes. Imagine you're drawing on a chalkboard with your big toe. Do 10 circles clockwise, focusing on the full range of motion. Then, reverse direction for 10 circles counterclockwise. Repeat with the left foot. The goal is control, not speed. You are lubricating the joint and waking up those tiny stabilizer muscles that have been napping. The best results? Do this twice a day. Once in the morning to shake off the stiffness, and once in the evening. To advance the exercise, at the top of each circle, point your toe down as if pressing a gas pedal, and at the bottom, flex it back toward your shin. This works the full chain of muscles up through your calf. You might be surprised to find within a couple of weeks that walking on uneven grass or a gravel path feels less daunting. Physical therapists often prescribe this as the very first step in fall recovery, because a stable ankle is the non-negotiable platform for everything else. It's a few minutes of focus that pays massive dividends in confidence. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is that it addresses a hidden vulnerability. Most of us spend our days in supportive footwear on flat, predictable surfaces. Over time, our ankles forget how to adapt to uneven terrain. They become stiff, lazy, and unresponsive. By taking just a few minutes each day to move them through their full range of motion, you're essentially reminding them how to do their job. You're waking up neural pathways that may have gone quiet. And because this exercise is completely non-weight-bearing, there's virtually no risk. You can do it while watching television, while talking on the phone, or while waiting for your morning tea to steep. It's perhaps the easiest investment in your long-term safety that you'll ever make. Now let's move up to the calves. But before we dive into the next move, if you're finding this information valuable, please hit that like button. It helps more people in our community discover these tools. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Winds of Thought so we can continue this journey together.
Number 4 on our list is the seated calf raise. Your calf muscles are the unsung heroes of your lower body, and for many of us over a certain age, they've become severely underconditioned. These muscles are your primary propellers when you walk, your elevators when you climb, and most importantly, your emergency brakes when you trip. A leading geriatric fitness expert once told me that calf strength is the deciding factor between a stumble you walk away from and a fall you don't. When your calves are weak, your gait shortens, your feet begin to shuffle, and you lose that spring in your step. Seated calf raises rebuild that essential strength without stressing your knees or challenging your balance. Sit upright, feet flat, and hip width apart. Imagine you're pressing a weight down through the balls of your feet. Slowly push your heels up as high as they'll go, feeling a deep contraction in your calves. Hold that peak squeeze for a full 2 or 3 seconds. Then, and this is vital, lower your heels back down with slow, deliberate control. That lowering phase, the eccentric movement, is where the magic of muscle building truly happens. Aim for 3 sets of 12 to 15 raises with a short rest in between. To make it tougher over time, you can rest a heavy book or a small dumbbell on your thighs, or try doing them one leg at a time, which doubles the intensity.
The ideal time to do calf raises is just before you go for a walk, as it primes the pump, activating the muscles for safer, more powerful movement. People often report that within weeks, their feet and lower legs feel warmer, a sign of improved circulation. Your calves are your body's shock absorbers, and strengthening them from a chair is one of the safest investments in your mobility you can make. There's another benefit to calf raises that often goes unnoticed. Strong calves act as a secondary pump for your circulatory system. When they contract and release, they help push blood back up toward your heart, working against gravity to reduce fluid buildup in your lower extremities. This is why people who struggle with mild swelling in their feet and ankles often notice improvement after consistently doing calf raises. It's not just about strength, it's about overall vascular health. And because you're doing these exercises seated, you're getting all of these benefits without placing any strain on your balance or your joints. It's a perfect example of working smarter, not harder. Now we arrive at exercise number 3, which targets the muscle group most directly linked to your daily autonomy. This is the seated leg extension. We're now focusing on your quadriceps, the powerful muscles along the front of your thighs. If there's a muscle of independence, this is it. Your quads are what lift you from a chair, lower you onto a toilet, and help you step into a car. They prevent your knees from buckling when you walk. When these muscles weaken, a simple act like sitting down can become a fearful, uncontrolled drop. To perform a seated leg extension correctly, sit back in your chair, using the backrest for support. Hold the sides for stability. Slowly extend your right leg until it's straight out in front of you, parallel to the floor. Flex your foot slightly and focus on squeezing the muscle on top of your thigh. Hold that extension for 3 to 5 seconds. Feel the burn? That's the feeling of rebuilding strength. Then, just as before, lower your leg back down with absolute control. Don't let gravity do the work. That controlled lowering is what builds resilient muscle. Do 10 to 12 reps, then switch legs. Aim for 2 or 3 sets on each side every other day. As you get stronger, you can add light ankle weights, starting with just 1 or 2 pounds. The progress here is often surprisingly fast. Many older adults notice that standing up from a low chair becomes noticeably easier within the first month. This quick feedback is powerful proof that your muscles are ready and able to respond, no matter the number on your birthday cake. Research confirms that adults in their 80s and 90s can build significant quadriceps strength, and leg extensions are one of the safest ways to tap into that potential. What I love about this exercise is how directly it translates to real-world function. Every time you stand up from a chair, you're essentially doing a squat. But if your quads are too weak to control that movement, you end up using momentum and your arms to compensate. You may not even realize you're doing it. But over time, this compensation pattern becomes a crutch, and your legs grow progressively weaker from disuse. Leg extensions break that cycle. They isolate the quadriceps and force them to do the work, rebuilding strength in a controlled, measurable way. And because you're seated, there's no risk of falling. You can push yourself safely, knowing that the chair has your back. Number 2 is seated marching. This move is a powerhouse because it doesn't just build strength in isolation. It trains your entire system to work in sync, just like when you walk. It engages your hip flexors, your quads, your deep core, and even your glutes in a coordinated rhythm. This is crucial because aging isn't just about weaker muscles. It's also about a slowing connection between your brain and those muscles. The signal gets delayed. Seated marching helps re-establish that fast communication line, teaching your body to activate multiple muscle groups at once, the way they need to when you're navigating a busy sidewalk.
To do this, sit forward in your chair, back straight. Let your arms hang or bend them at 90 degrees, as if you're power walking. Now, lift your right knee toward the ceiling as high as is comfortable. Lower it, and immediately lift your left knee. Keep alternating in a steady, marching rhythm. Start with 30 seconds of marching, rest for 20, and repeat for 3 or 4 rounds. As you improve, pick up the pace to challenge your heart and lungs. You can also add resistance by pressing your palms down against your rising thighs, or hold each knee up for a 3-second pause. That hold builds incredible strength in the hip flexors, the muscles that lift your feet high enough to clear a curb or a loose throw rug. If you do this for just a few minutes each day, you'll likely notice a new lightness in your step and a boost in your energy, thanks to the gentle cardiovascular kick. The coordination aspect of seated marching is what makes it so special. When you walk, your body is constantly making micro adjustments to keep you balanced. Your arms swing in opposition to your legs. Your core engages to stabilize your torso. All of this happens automatically, but it relies on well-practiced neural pathways. When those pathways aren't used regularly, they begin to degrade. Seated marching keeps them active and strong.
It's like rehearsing a dance routine in a chair so that when you're on the actual dance floor, or the actual sidewalk, your body knows exactly what to do. And because you're doing it seated, you can focus entirely on the movement pattern without worrying about falling. And now we arrive at the number 1 exercise. This is the movement that researchers and physical therapists universally recognize as the single most important predictor of your ability to live independently. It's the chair sit to stand. This is the gold standard. In fact, the 30-second chair stand test is used globally by clinicians to assess fall risk and functional fitness in older adults. It's that powerful. Think about it. Every single day you perform this movement. You do it when you get out of bed, when you rise from the dinner table, when you get up from the sofa. If you lose the ability to do this one thing smoothly and safely, your independence is fundamentally compromised. That's not hyperbole. It's what the data shows. Comprehensive review of dozens of studies involving thousands of older participants found that chair-based programs, with the sit-to-stand as a centerpiece, produced the most significant and reliable improvements in lower body function. It is safer than a traditional squat because the chair provides a built-in safety net, controlling your descent and giving you a target. Here's how to master it. Sit towards the front of a sturdy chair, feet flat, hip width apart. Cross your hands over your chest or extend them forward for balance. Lean your chest slightly forward over your toes. This shifts your center of gravity. Engage your core. Press through your heels and stand up smoothly. Pause for a moment at the top. Then, and this is critical, control your way back down. Hinge at your hips and bend your knees, lowering yourself gently until you lightly touch the seat, then immediately push back up. Don't just collapse into the chair. If you need to use your hands on your thighs for assistance, that's a perfect place to start. Over weeks, as your strength builds, you'll need less and less help. Aim for 2 or 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, at least 3 times a week. The gains from this compound movement are rapid. Within a month or 2, everyday actions, getting out of a low car, rising from a restaurant booth, will feel profoundly easier. That is the feeling of taking back control. That is the feeling of building a body that supports the life you want to live. What makes the sit to stand so effective is that it's a closed chain exercise, meaning your feet are planted on the ground. This type of movement more closely mimics how your body actually works in the real world. It recruits multiple muscle groups simultaneously, teaching them to coordinate in a way that isolated exercises can't replicate. And because you're lifting your entire body weight, the strength gains translate directly to improved function. You're not just building muscle in a gym, you're building the ability to live your life with greater ease and confidence. There you have it. 5 simple seated exercises that can reshape your strength, your stability, and your confidence. The science is undeniable. Your muscles retain the capacity to grow stronger at any stage of life. These movements meet you where you are, requiring no special equipment and no gym membership. The only true barrier between you and stronger, more responsive legs is the simple decision to begin. That's the only thing that separates those who maintain their vitality from those who experience a slow decline. You've already taken the most important step by seeking this information today. Remember, it is never, ever too late to reclaim what time has tried to take. Your body is simply waiting for the signal to rebuild. If this video sparked something in you, please subscribe to Winds of Thought and tap the bell so we can continue to explore what it means to age powerfully. Thank you for spending this time with me.